Good evening and attention all stations. It is now 2000 hours, which means it is time for the weekly GMRS Neighborhood Readiness Net of Black Sky Community Radio Association. This is WRWQ 569. My name is Derek and I am operating from the north end of Waynesboro. I will be your next control station for this evening's net. The Neighborhood Readiness Net is held every Monday evening at 2000 hours on frequency 462.650, which is GMRS channel 19 DCS tone 0411. As always, it's a relaxed but directed net. All traffic will be passed through net control unless otherwise stated. The purpose of this net is to share general announcements related to the organization and our local communities, to monitor repeater coverage and community participation, and to provide everyone an opportunity to practice using your radio to ensure its operational soundness and to communicate in a coordinated manner. This net will always pause for any emergency or priority traffic. This is an open net, so check-ins from all licensed GMRS users are welcome regardless of your location. Check-ins will be called by community, so please hold until your community is called to check in. When checking in, please give your call sign and first name. If you only wish to check in and don't have any comments for the traffic portion, please say in and out or no traffic. So we'll go ahead and open up check-in. At this time, so starting with Waynesboro, any stations wishing to check in, please call now.
WRTL 237.
All right, 237, I think that's Jason, is that right?
Roger, roger.
All right, copy that, got you checked in there. Any other stations in Waynesboro, please call now.
WROG 563, Shane from Waynesboro. No traffic.
All right, Shane, good evening. Nice to hear you on the net this evening. Any others from Waynesboro before we move on to Rouserville and Wayne Heights? Rouserville and Wayne Heights stations, please call now. Second call for Rouserville and Wayne Heights, please call now. Zollinger area stations, please call now. Second call, Zollinger. Quincy Township and Mon Alto stations, please call now. Second call, Quincy Township and Mon Alto stations, please call now. All right, nothing heard. Greencastle station. Any Greencastle stations on air, please call now for check-in. Leitersburg and Smithburg, Maryland stations, please call now. Second call, Leitersburg and Smithburg, Maryland, please call now. And lastly, any other communities wishing to check in or late check-ins, please call now.
WSCX 753, Bob and Newburgh, in and out.
All right, Bob, good evening. Nice to hear you on the net. I think there was another station in there that was doubling with you. The other station in there, go ahead and repeat your call sign, please.
Whiskey Sierra Lima Juliet 956, Richard at Denmark, in and out.
All right, Richard and Penmar. I got you coming in here this week, so good to hear you and not have to have someone relay for you there. So good deal. Thank you for checking in. Hearing no more check-ins, we'll move on to the traffic portion of the net. Check-ins will be called in the order received. Share any comments, news, or other announcements that you wish with the group this evening. On behalf of Black Sky Community Radio Association, I do have two announcements to make. The first one deals with the fire tower in Washington Township, trying to get the repeater moved there. I did have contact with the assistant zoning officer from Washington Township. He informed me that it was brought up at their last board of directors meeting, which was just a few days ago. So I'm just waiting to hear back what the outcome of the discussion was at their meeting. If I don't hear anything this week, I'll reach out to him again next week. And the other announcement I have is, if you didn't see the Facebook post, we do have a new duplexer on the repeater this evening. It's a Sinclair Q3220E. I took it to Hankey's Radio in Frederick, Maryland this morning. They tuned it up. I do have a little bit of concern. The insertion loss per manufacturer specifications is only supposed to be 0.8 dB, which is a very low, high-performing duplexer. However, the values that were recorded are 1.8 on the low side and then 2.1 on the high side, which is very, very, very much out of spec and makes the power output after the duplexer take a pretty significant hit. But I did give them a call back, and we're going to revisit it. Hopefully on Friday this week, I'll run it back down. They're going to take another look at it. It is a used duplexer, even though duplexers are pretty resilient, as long as they're not subject to physical abuse. So hopefully it's just a tuning issue, and the radio tech there can get it figured out, and we can get the much lower dB out of it. But other than those two things, I do not have anything else on behalf of the organization. So we'll go ahead and turn it over to 237 Jason. Anything you have this evening for the group?
Hello, it's Jason, WRTL 237. Not a whole lot. I just got back from my 5-mile walk. I walk about 20 miles a week. And I knew I had to be back by 8, so I timed it just right, actually. Last Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, this past Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I worked, drove tractor trailer for 3 days, which is part-time for the summer. Had a blast. Of course, it's monotonous back and forth from here to Myerstown, but it was 6 loads, and I just rolled the window down and minus the crappy weather. There was some rain, but other than that, it was fun. So now I'm just enjoying the next 4 days. So nothing much else really. Just glad to be able to be part of the net again. And with that, I'll send it back to you. I think Derek, I believe. I hope I'm right. My brain is not the best. WRTL 237.
All right, Jason. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. Yep, you got it right. Name is Derek. WRWQ569 for ID. And then we had Shane, Bob, and Richard, and I think they were all in and out as well. So we'll do one more call for any late check-ins here this evening. So any other station that would like to check in, go ahead and please call now.
WSOR 503, Dan in Hagerstown, in and out.
All right, 503 Dan in Hagerstown. Do me a favor, just the first part of your call sign, could you just give it to me one more time, please?
Whiskey, Sierra Lima Romeo.
WSLR 503, got it. All right, thank you for checking in this evening. begin to close out the evening's neighborhood readiness net. Information about Black Sky Community Radio can be found online at our website, BSCRA-PA.org, and via Facebook. All of our nets are conducted as a community service by volunteers. Once again, still looking for some alternate net control stations. So again, if that piques your interest, just head to the website and proceed there. And with that said, I don't have anything else, so everyone have a good evening. And again, thank you everyone who checked in this evening. So the weekly net is now closed and the repeater is returned back to its normal operation. Again, this is WRWQ 569. My name is Derek, and I am operating from the north end of Waynesboro. And I will be clear and monitoring.